If you've ever felt frustrated that ChatGPT gives you code but doesn't really understand your whole project, then this video is going to change how you think about AI coding assistants. Today, we're diving into two incredibly smart tools that don't just generate snippets. They actually help you reason through entire systems, track changes, refactor across files, and even make Git commits for you. These tools are Claude Code and Aider, and they represent the next level of agentic coding. I'll start with Claude Code first, then Aider. By the end of this breakdown, you'll know exactly which one fits your workflow or whether you're building a new project, maintaining a codebase, or scaling up your dev environment. Let's get started. Claude Code is Anthropic's AI-powered development assistant that runs through a conversational interface, usually on the Anthropic app or on Poe. It's powered by the Claude 3.5 family of models, and it's designed to help you not just code, but actually think through your entire architecture. When you use Claude Code, you're not just prompting a bot. You're having a conversation with an AI that acts like a very thoughtful senior developer. You can paste in multiple files or even upload folders, and Claude will process all of it at once using its enormous context window. It can handle more than 100,000 tokens, which means it can remember the full structure of your application. When you give it a prompt like refactor my login flow using token-based auth, it will look at all your files together and suggest a full structured response that includes helper functions, root updates, validation, error handling, and even comments. Claude doesn't just give you a block of code. It explains how everything fits together. What makes Claude Code stand out is its reasoning. It doesn't rush into giving you code right away. It first analyzes your intent, it considers the current state of your files, and then it proposes a plan. If you like the plan, you can ask it to implement the steps one by one, or you can ask for the whole thing in a single go. Either way, Claude gives you clean, readable, and modular code. Claude is especially powerful when you're working on projects that involve architectural complexity. If you ask it to identify duplicated logic across files, or optimize a class hierarchy, or migrate your app from Flask to Fast API, it doesn't just give you one answer. It gives you options, and it often explains the pros and cons of each approach, so you can choose what fits best. One thing to keep in mind is that Claude does not directly edit your files. You'll be copying its responses and pasting them into your codebase manually. It also doesn't interact with Git, so you'll need to handle version control yourself. But for planning, system design, teaching, debugging, and refactoring at scale, Claude Code is extremely helpful. It's like having a brainstorming partner who never gets tired, always sees the big picture, and knows how to write clean production quality code that fits your style and your stack. Now let's shift over to Aider, which takes a completely different approach. Aider doesn't live in a browser or chat window. It runs right inside your terminal and works directly with your Git repo. If Claude is your strategist, Aider is your hands-on engineer. It's precise, quiet, and execution-focused. When you run Aider, you start it inside a Git tracked project folder. It immediately reads your files and tracks them as you go. You don't have to paste code or upload anything. Instead, you just type what you want to change in plain English. For example, you can say, update the error handling in app.py to use custom expectations. And Aider will open the file, make the edit, and show you a Git diff of exactly what changed. Once the change looks good, you can confirm it and Aider will commit it for you. It even writes the commit message in natural language so you don't have to. This process makes Aider perfect for real-world development because it keeps your commit history clean and traceable, and it never touches files unless you explicitly allow it to. Aider is built to work incrementally. You can tell it to rename a class, and it will not only rename in that file but also update every reference across your entire codebase. If the change causes a problem, you can tell Aider to undo it or modify it again. The tool stays within your Git boundaries, which means everything is safe, versioned, and reversible. Where Claude is great for high-level design, Aider is incredible for real-time edits. You can use it to modernize old code, convert JavaScript to TypeScript, fix broken tests, or even implement small features like logging, retry logic, or user role checks. And because it's running in the terminal, you're always close to your code, your tools, and your environment. One thing to remember is that Aider isn't trying to be your teacher or your system architect. It won't explain concepts unless you ask it to. Its focus is execution. It follows your instructions closely, tracks your files carefully, and edits your code safely. It's like having a disciplined assistant who always commits what they change and never touches anything you didn't ask for. Aider supports both Claude and GPT-4 as backend models, but But what makes it special isn't the language model. It's the Git first workflow. If you're someone who lives in the terminal, works on production projects, and values control over every change, then Aider is going to feel like a massive upgrade to your dev process. So now that you've seen how Claude Code and Aider each work, let's talk about when and why you might want to use one over the other, or maybe even both. If you're someone who is exploring architecture, building out features from scratch, or trying to understand how your project fits together at a system level, then Claude Code is going to give you the clarity, the explanations, and the planning you need. It's the better tool for deep reasoning, multi-step solutions, and clean human-readable output that makes sense even when your code base is messy. On the other hand, if you're already working inside a production repo and you just need to move fast, make changes, commit them, fix bugs, and deploy with confidence, then Aider is the better fit. It doesn't need explanations. It just listens, edits, confirms, and commits. It's a surgical tool that gets the job done and doesn't touch anything you didn't ask for. So that's the full breakdown. Claude Code helps you think. Aider helps you act. One gives you architectural clarity and readable solutions, while the other gives you Git-level control and precise execution. Both are powerful, but they serve different purposes. And together, they completely change how you can build and maintain code today. This has been How to Literally, where we keep it smart, simple, and scam-free. See you in the next one.